Good morning, guys. Today we are doing lesson 10.4, which is the box and whisker plots. I actually really like this graph. This one tends to be the most difficult for people out of the three that we talk about in this chapter. So please listen very carefully. So 10.4 is a box and whisker plot. And when you're doing your box and whisker plot, you need 5 pieces of information. The first one is going to be your median. Your median is the one in the middle. So you're going to have your number in the middle, which means yes, your data has to be in numerical order, which means from smallest to biggest. The second piece of information you're going to need is your first quartile. So if we look at our lower half, we're going to find the median of our lower half. The third piece of information we need is our third quartile. And yes, that's the median of our upper half. And then the last two are the easiest, but you have your smallest number of your data. And lastly, our largest number of our data. Those are the 5 pieces of information you need to make a box and whisker plots. So I'm going to start in your workbook on activity 1. They give us a bunch of numbers here. It says numbers of pairs of footwear. So this would be like number of shoes, basically, that people own. And they took, and they asked a whole bunch of students in a 6th grade class, and these are the answers that they gave. So because I need the median, as said before, I need to put these numbers in numerical order. So I'm going to start. There's none of them that say 0. There's none that say 1, but I do have some people who said 2. Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3 people who said 2. So I'm going to start by putting those down. I have 1, 2, 3 people that said 2. All right. Next, looking at the information, numerically would be a 3. And let's see, 1 person said 3, 2 people said 3. So I'm going to have 2 3s. 1, 2. Next, of course, would be 4. Let's see, 1 person, 2 people, 3 people said 4. So I'm going to add that to my list. 1, 2, 3 people said 4. Next, we have 5. We have 1, 2, 3. 3 people said 5. So I'm going to add 3 5s. 1, 2, 3. Next, numerically is 6. Does anyone say 6? We had 1, 2 people said 6. So I'm going to add 2 6s. All right. 7s. Let's see. We have 1 7. That's it. So keeping my number going down here, I have a 7. All right. 8. Let's see. We have 1, 2 people that said 8. So I'm going to add that to my list. 8 and 8. Next, we would have 9. So I have 1 person that said 9. So adding that to my list over here. 9. 10 would be next. We had 1, 2 people that said 10. So adding 2 10s. Looking at my list, let's see. There is no 11s, but I do have a 12. I have 1 12 there. So I'm going to add my 12. Looking, let's see, I have a 14 left, a 25, a 15, and a 28. So a next numerically would be a 14. So add 14. Then next numerically would be the 15. So add my 15. Then next would be the 25, and last the 28. So 25 and 28. So now I have my list of numbers. I'm going to count just to make sure that I got them all. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. In total, they had given me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 by 4. That's 24. So good. I have all my numbers. So I'm going to start by finding my median. My median is the one that's directly in the middle. So if I'm finding my median, let's see, it's not the smallest number or the biggest. Not the next smallest or 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 biggest. So I am right in between. My median goes right in the middle, right here. So this is my median. Well, what number goes in between 6 and 6? It's pretty obvious that the 6 is going to be the middle. So your median is 6. And if you want to do that mathematically, we of course can. That's 6 plus 6 divided by 2. That's 12 divided by 2, which is 6. So we know that 6 is our median. Now, to get our first quartile, we need the median of our lower half. So these are the lower half here. Those numbers right there, because that's the lowest of the numbers. Those are the lowest 12 numbers, the lower half of the median. So now I'm going to need to find my median of that. So basically I got to find the median again of just a smaller group. So not the smallest or the largest. 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 That means I'm right here in between these two numbers. This is my first quartile. Well, what number goes directly in between 4 and 4? That's pretty obvious. 4 would go in between. And if I want to do it mathematically, I can. That is 4 plus 4 divided by 2, or 8 divided by 2, which is, of course, 4. So my first quartile is 4. Next number I need is my third quartile. So my third quartile is the median of my upper half. So this is in my upper half along with the rest of these numbers. Oops, sorry. So same reasoning here. So it's not my smallest or my largest. It's not my smallest or my largest. 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 That means I'm right here in between these two numbers, 10 and 10. So that's going to be my third quartile. We already know what number goes in between 10 and 10. Well, since it's the same number, it's going to be 10. Mathematically, that would be 10 plus 10 divided by 2, or 20 divided by 2, which is 10. So I have my median, I have my first quartile, I have my third quartile. The last two things I need is my smallest number. Well, let's look. My smallest number is right here. It was a 2. My largest number is way back here, the last one. It was a 28. That's my largest. So now I have my 5 pieces of information in order to make my graph. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to draw a number line. There's my number line. I know that my numbers have to range from 2 to 28. I'm just going to make them from 1 to 30. So I'm going to put them in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Oh, I'm going to need to extend this. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. I'm going to stop at 28 since 28 is the largest number I need. Anyways, so now I go through here. I'm going to start by plotting my smallest number. We had said my smallest was a 2. So right above the 2, I'm going to go and slightly above my line, I'm going to put a dot at 2. Just like so. My biggest or largest number we had said was 28. That's all the way down here. So at 28, I'm going to put another dot slightly above the line at 28. Those are going to be the two ends of my box and whiskers. So those are going to be my whiskers per se. Now I got to make my box. My box comes from my median, my first quartile, and my third quartile. So I'm going to put a dot at all of those numbers as well. My median was 6, so at 6, I'm going to put a dot right above. My first quartile was 4, so right above 4. At 4, I'm going to put a dot. And my third quartile was 10, so at 10, right above, I'm going to put a dot. So now I have my 5 dots that I need. The first quartile, the median, and the third quartile, I said, is going to make my box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a box like so around these numbers. Just like that. So I have a line going through my first quartile. I have a line going through my median. And I have a line going through my third quartile. And then I make them into a rectangular box. That's going to make my box. My whisker now I just connect. So I take from the smallest point and connect. There's my whisker. And then I go to my largest point and I connect with the whisker. That's it. I just made a box and whisker plot. I am going to help you out and I'm going to do the first one in your homework with you. So you're lucky if you're listening because I'm going to do number 1 with you from your assignment. So from 10.4 practice, it asks you to make a box and whisker plot, and it gives you some data. They give you, for number 1, some test scores, and the test scores are 63, 57, 52, 62, 60, 59, 55, 62, 61, and 56. Like I said, we're going to start by putting these in numerical order. So as you can see, the smallest one here is going to be 56. So let's start with 56. Our next, oh, I'm sorry, 55 was our smallest. I missed that one, sorry. So it's going to be 55, then 56. Oh, I'm sorry, there's a 52 in there. I missed that one. So let's start over. 52, then 55, then 56. All right, then see, we have a 57, so I'll then put a 57 next. Let's see, we have a 59, so let's put our 59 next. Then we have a 60, so I'm going to put my 60 next. Then we have a 61, so 61 will go next. Then I have 2 62s. And then finally we have that largest, the 63. So here's my data. It looks like this in numerical order. I'm going to start by finding my median, the one that's in the middle. So not my smallest or my largest. Not my next smallest or largest. Not my next smallest or largest. Not my next smallest or largest. It's going to be right in between these two. So what number goes in between 59 and 60? Well, some of you already know. That's going to be 59.5 or 59.5. Either way you want to write it. 59.5, 59.5. So that is my median. Numerically, if I do the math for that, that's 59 plus 60 divided by 2. Well, 59 plus 60 is 119, and 119 divided by 2 is 59.5. Next, I need to find my first quartile. So here's my lower half from 52 all the way to 59. That's the lower part of the numbers. Let's find the median of the lower part. So not the smallest or the largest, not the smallest or the largest. This one is the one right in the middle. So this is going to be my first quartile. So 56 is my first quartile. Now I got to find the median of my upper half. So here's my upper half from 60 to 63. All right, not my smallest or my largest. Not my smallest or my largest. Right in the middle then is right here, 62. So that's my third quartile. Right in the middle. We can see from our numbers that obviously the smallest one is 52. And our largest was 63. So here we go. I got to make my number line. I have to obviously range from 52 to 63. So I'm going to start here at 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, and 63. So let's put my 5 dots in first. 52 was my smallest, so there's my dot. And 63 was my largest, so there's my dot. My median was 59.5, so it's in between 59 and 60. So right in between 59 and 60, put a dot right above there. My first quartile was 56, so right at 56, I'm going to put a dot. And my third quartile was 62, so there's my dot. So, got to make my box. That's my first quartile, my median, and my third quartile. So, put a line, put a line, put a line. Connect it with my rectangle. There's my box. Now I just got to add my whiskers. So, from this to here, I add a whisker. And from here to here, I add my other whisker. There's my box and whisker plots. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you need help, let me know. Thanks.